Good evening slash morning, and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11, and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 24th of September. It is Tuesday. We have a 10-game main slate. As some of you might realize, I am recording this the night before. I just won't have time in the morning at all. So I thought I'd get this out to you tonight. A true first look at the pitching options on the slate for us. I don't have any word on weather or anything, so it is just purely based on what we see for pitching. I do have some of the K props up, so I will share that information as we get to a guy. We'll start at the top with Framber Valdez. Has not been very strong against Seattle this season overall, which is kind of shocking because Seattle strikes out so much that there's just a ton of upside. He gets to face them at home, where he definitely is at his best. And it looks like he's a minus 135 home favorite. Game total of just 7. So good spot. K prop of 6.5. Juice is very slightly on the over. So I think he's definitely in play. Logan Gilbert certainly in play. He's fared better against Houston than Valdez has against Seattle. But he's pitching on the road, which is his weakest area. Houston isn't a huge K team, but they are expected to be without Jordan again. Like I mentioned, this game has a game total of 7. I don't see a K prop out for Gilbert just yet, but he's definitely going to be in my pool just because of his ability. Michael King against the Dodgers. I don't think I'm going to get there. He's shown massive strikeout upside against them this year, but he's also given up 5 home runs in 15 innings against them. We know how dangerous the Dodger lineup is. Um, he is sitting with a K prop of 5.5. It's a pick 'em or a flip on that one. He's a slight dog. The Dodgers are minus 115 favorites. Game total of 8. I don't think I'm going to get the King, but it's not outside the realm of possibilities that he is in the GPP winner. So I might end up having to force him in. There is K upside, but that home run issue, if he couples with some walk issues and that home runs hit, runs happen in a hurry. So he's somebody that I don't mind, getting 10 to 15% of. I just don't know if he's going to end up in my pool. Spencer Swellenbach against the Mets. Big series here between Atlanta and the Mets. Swellenbach absolutely lit up the Mets lineup. The first time he faced them, 11 strikeouts, career performance. Taking them out again now. Trying to locate Vegas information. He's a minus 148 favorite. Sitting with a K prop of 5.5 with just strongly on the over. Uh, a young guy, kind of a pressure spot for Atlanta. Uh, I want to use him because he has so much upside, but I do have a feeling that the Mets might put up some runs against him too. Good spot to play both sides, to be honest. But he is favored in that game, so that's nice to see. And obviously the K upside is there. Evalde taking on Oakland. He shut them down the one time he faced them. He hasn't been very strong on the road. His recent starts haven't been all that impressive, at least the last couple. But he certainly has upside. His K prop's at 6.5, but juices strongly on the under. He's a minus 120 favorite in this one. So definitely somebody that I think is going to be his name will be clicked on more than Schwellenbach and King. Um, I mean, he's definitely going to be in my pool. But as we see, I'm starting to like a handful of guys already because we get to Bailey Ober taking on Miami. Hasn't been as strong at home, but the Twins absolutely need him to be elite. He struck out 12 against Cleveland, and that's a pretty impressive feat because Cleveland just does not strike out all that much. He is a minus 245 home favorite. Uh, I do not see a K prop for him yet, but uh, just makes a ton of sense. Probably going to be fairly popular. Logan Webb on the road. As we know, somebody I just don't really play on the road. He has not been strong. 3+ runs allowed in 5 straight starts. He was strong against Arizona the first time he faced them, but still, I'm going to end up passing on Logan Webb. Bowden Francis, somebody that I just can't get right. Absolutely dominated this Boston team. It's been pretty good recently, so I think we're going to use him, but I mean, his point upside just hasn't been there. He had those back-to-back starts against, actually, it was 4 starts in a row. Um, but since then, he's been in the teens, and that's not really a thing that we're gonna miss out on if he doesn't get there for us. So I'm leaning towards using him, but right now there's a lot of guys that I want to use, and we do need to cut some guys down. He's a -135 favorite, but he might be somebody that it's time to pass on. No more kind of as the day goes on. Brandon Pfaadt, San Francisco is somebody I've been picking on with pitching lately. Pfaadt's numbers at home haven't been as strong. Coming off an elite performance against Milwaukee, 2 playoff teams that he's faced, and he's struck out 10 and 12 against them in the Dodgers and Milwaukee. Bounced back after getting lit up by the Brewers and absolutely dominated them. I think we have to consider him. Some of the San Francisco left-handed bats have been swinging it pretty well recently, so I do have some worries, but he is a -135 favorite. I do not see a K prop listed for him yet, unfortunately, but I think there's upside. So I'm intrigued more by him than Francis at this point. Clark Schmidt, always somebody that I like, but I just don't think I'm going to take him against Baltimore. Bayo against Toronto. He's shown strikeout upside against the Blue Jays this season. He's looked pretty good the last few starts. I'm not really sure if he's somebody that I'm going to end up using, to be honest. He's an underdog. I just might pass on him there. Severino, no. Landon Knack, probably not. He looked great in his last start. He looked great, actually, in 2 of his 3 most recent starts. San Diego just doesn't strike out a ton, so I might have to pass on them. Michael McGreevy looked phenomenal in his debut. Um, then pitched in relief recently and looked good. He's going into Coors, so that is a worry, but still, he's somebody that I'm interested in, to be honest. -130 favorite. Maybe I'm a little crazy, but I think McGreevy's going to end up in my pool. He gets the pitcher matchup that we love to see against Colorado. I've just been picking pitchers against Colorado much of the season at this point. Ryan Weathers against Minnesota, probably not, but I do like the upside. He just did not look good against the Dodgers. Obviously, you know the Dodgers are an elite offense, but 3 home runs in his return from the IL. It's some question marks there, so I might pass. Mitch Spence against Texas. I think he's decent, but again, I don't know that we're going to get a start out of him that we go, oh man, I wish I would have had more Mitch Spence. 2 guys down here that do somewhat intrigue me. Jonathan Cannon struggled with the home run ball the one time he faced the Angels, but he held them to just 3 hits and struck out 7. Uh, that was his last start, but he showcased some upside, and the Angels' offense is pretty weak overall. Kochanowicz against the White Sox, I'm very interested. He shut him down last time. He didn't get the win, otherwise, he would have got to that 25 fantasy point mark that we look for. I think he's going to be used a decent chunk, but he does have the upside we need, so he's going to find his way into my pool at this point. But there we have it. There's kind of that first look at pitching options for us. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us and get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.